If you guys are ready, then we're starting off with the marketing workshop of Hive 01 or Hive 01. Yeah, good evening, everyone, and good evening to everyone looking or looking at the recording. It's a quiet evening, but yeah, I'm looking forward to tell you something about the world of marketing and a little bit about Corona and what Corona does to marketing. To start off, I'll share the presentation that I fixed before. I think, where is it? It's over here. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can tell if you can see the presentation. I can't see you yet because I'm working on one screen. The other one is still at the office. So Dave,
Yeah,
can you see the LimeSquare screen?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so tonight I'm telling you guys a little bit about marketing and Corona. We're currently living in very strange times for us as individuals, but also for us as marketing agency. When we started this year, I think no one would have thought about a virus killing our companies and killing our life as individuals outside of our homes. What I'm willing to do tonight is to guide you guys through marketing. So what is marketing? How does it work? And how can you use marketing to reach your target audience? LimeSquare is a company that is about marketing. We're doing lots of things. So I'm starting off by telling you who I am and what LimeSquare is. Then I'll tell you guys what you can do with marketing. And to close it off, I'll tell you about a few cases, what we did for clients in the past before the coronavirus. And I'll end the presentation with a few small things about marketing in Corona times. I'm willing to do this a little bit interactive, so maybe I'll close the presentation and ask you guys a few questions. But to start off, I'll guide you through LimeSquare. First off, I'll introduce myself. My name is Lex Soer. I'm 27 years old, and I'm working for 3.5 years at LimeSquare, currently in the function of CRO and inbound marketer, which means that I'm helping companies to grow through inbound marketing. That's a technique where you use as less as possible advertising to reach your target audience. The other thing, CRO, stands for conversion rate optimization, where I'm helping companies to increase the conversion rate of their website. So if you are selling 10 pens a month, I'm helping with the same website to make it 11, 12, or 13 just by changing the look of the website, the buttons on the website, the pricing. So it's a nice job to do. Outside of LimeSquare, I'm a party lover. So Corona is not the very best time for me to live. I really enjoy going to festivals or to concerts. And if I go to concerts, it's mostly the ones of U2. I'm a huge fan of that band, so that tells a little bit more about myself. I think to get it a little bit more interactive, that I'm asking you guys who you are. I see we have 4 people. David, you did introduce yourself a little bit. Can you tell me what you do for Hive 01 and what you study?
Of course. So, name's David Gazendhaus. I'm 23 years old. I study business and IT at the University of Twente. It's basically nothing to do with marketing. And for Hive 01, I am the vice chairman, and I am responsible for the program quality and the participants. So basically, what I do is I organize the program, how it will run out, the rough planning of it, and I try to keep in close contact with the speaker and the participants alike.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sounds good. And Abel, how about you?
Yes, so my name is Abel. I am 19 years old and I study international business at Saxion, so it's HBO. We already, me and Jesse will join soon. We have a startup called Party Guide. So So it's a good thing you love parties because it's not the same.
Like another.
Yeah, the basic idea is that Party Guides gives the easiest way for users to find a club which fits their criteria, so their music genre,
Yeah.
their price, because some clubs are very expensive, distance, everything. And for the clubs, it's a way to get more users that fit their like image of club, because a lot of clubs, clubs, their main way of making money is the bar, how many drinks they sell, and some clubs don't want students in the bar because students don't buy drinks; they drink beforehand.
Yeah.
Uh, and we can help them get more older people, for example.
Yeah.
People who are more likely to stay there, be loyal, because some clubs who like do I don't know, hip hop, only hip hop. We want to give them customers who like hip hop instead
Yeah.
of just like going to a party, because they are more likely to stay. And that's kind of our plan.
Yeah. You're willing to make money of it through advertising, or how do you use?
Yeah. Advertising, we're also planning on like having clubs being able to sell tickets for special events and just normal tickets on their club page in the app. Kind of same with festivals, because we want to add them as well, we think. Um, and we want to add a premium function for clubs so that they can like if they want to be on top of the page, so in front of all the other clubs, same thing that Google does.
Yeah.
They can pay a monthly subscription, and they can customize their page, their little bar. They can we can link their website, we can offer a lot more. And so that's also a way of making money for the app.
Right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And how about you, Daniel? Do I pronounce your name right, or is it Daniel?
Yeah, it's Daniel. It's okay. Yeah, I'm Daniel. I'm 20 years old. I study communication science at the U Twente as well. What I do, my business is bakery. I bake cacao bread, but since recently I decided to give it a name, so it's basically vegan bread,
Okay.
totally without milk, eggs, or whatever, with the reduced number of sugars, so it's not healthy. And I decided to concentrate only on one product and develop it as a whole company as well. And it's called Dance Bakery. I operate online through my own home kitchen, and I bake it and I deliver the food, or the customers pick it up and they buy it. All the deals are made from through the Instagram account.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nothing innovative, but it's I'm trying to do a good business model, and yeah.
And is it? Do you think it's scalable, or what are your ambitions? Do you want to grow it very big, or just local?
Yeah. I want to grow it big, and the next step is a food truck business. This
Okay.
time it's the I think the most wise idea, because
Yeah.
you're not tied to any space or whatever. You're really movable, and mobility is high. So next step, I also need to register my company and to start with the food truck business.
Okay.
That's
Sounds
next
good.
step.
Nice. I think it's always good at Hive for one that it's a mix of companies. So the one is baking bread, and the other one is getting people to the club. So
Yeah.
very good. I'll guide you guys through the world of marketing. As it is today. It's a world that changes a lot. So marketing is never the same as it was yesterday. And there are a lot of things happening that have an influence on the way we do marketing. For instance, TikTok is a huge social media platform. 1 year ago, a client of ours wouldn't know TikTok or wouldn't use TikTok to reach a specific target audience. But since the platform is growing, we have to turn around the things that we are doing to use TikTok to get TikTok within our plans and to understand how TikTok works for advertising. But before I'm running into the marketing segment, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about Lime Square. And LimeSquare is all about doing things differently. We believe that if we are doing things in our own way and make our own plans and have another offering than other companies, that we can differentiate ourselves of other marketing companies in the region. And there are a lot of marketing companies in Overijssel and in Twente as well. So I think Enschede only has around 10 to 15 companies, if there are more already. It's one reason that why we moved to Hengelo. We're currently a Hengelo company instead of Enschede, because we want to move to the center of Twente, because we think we can do things for all companies in our neighborhoods or outside of it. What we do at LimeSquare is we do creative things, but we always do them with a clear goal. We think that if you have the biggest plans and a very nice communication message, but if you lose the sight of the goal you have, then a campaign or a website won't be successful. Things can look nice, things can be creative, but if you don't think about why you are doing it and what you try to reach with it, it's mostly a failure at the end. So we say that we do creative things, but we always have a clear goal for our customers and for ourselves. We do it for you. It's normally in Dutch, so it sounds a little bit better. It means that we work for our customers, but we always want to work with them. So we don't have customers, but we call them partners. One thing that we wanted to achieve with our clients is that we can kind of drink a beer with them in the bar, because we see ourselves and the customer as customer, a client, a partner, but also as some kind of friend. So we have a very low-key way of communicating with them, and that's why we do things for them. And what we do is we help companies to grow and transform, or to transform and grow. We think that if we can help a company from the start till they are 10, 15 or 20 years further, then we can help them transform and grow. We don't do it for them, because we believe if we have a good way of working together, we and the clients can help each other to grow. So that's kind of the philosophy behind LimeSquare. There are 4 key things that we do. At the moment, there are 5. First, identity. So we make whole identities for companies, logos, the style of the company, colors, fonts, everything that's related to it. So we also do very much offline advertising, like gift cards, that kind of things. We do campaigns in very much different ways. And at the end of the presentation, I'm showing you guys 2 cases of campaigns that we did for customers or partners. So I think that's a very nice thing to do to reach a target audience in a specific period of time. The third one is websites. We have 2 types of websites. The first one is a fully custom-made one, where we can kind of arrange and create everything the client wants. 100% custom built. So everything is possible to do. And the other one is a website that is on a kind of monthly base. So you pay 89 euros a month for a complete website, which is optimized for Google, which is hosted, which has a service agreement. So it's kind of some kind of, I think, fee you pay monthly for your website. And the last one, and that's where I'm involved, is online marketing. We help our clients to reach target audiences every month of the year, every day of the year, and we do that in very much different ways. The 5th one that we created at the beginning of 2020 is the Academy. So we're currently teaching people about online marketing. We do that through online trainings that we're currently recording. A 10-week kind of school for online marketing, and a 1-day trip, which you can do in company or at LimeSquare at the office. And everything we do, so all those 5 things are a mix of creativity, data, and strategy. I talked about creativity for a little bit. Of course, data is very important. How big is your target audience? Do we have information about them? How can we reach them? How big is the platform that they are using, and which platform is it? And of course, strategy, because we want to think about the way that we are communicating to them. So what story are we telling? Who is our target audience specifically? So who is the buyer persona, for instance? It's a very big thing to do. But if we combine these three things, we always create things that are very nice and very good for the results that a partner of LimeSquare wants to reach. And if we can help them, they will help us. We have a great partnership, and we will grow and transform together. Few pictures of our building. We're currently on the other side of the highway at IKEA in Hengelo. So if you will ever drive next to it with a car, you can't miss it. We're on the 10th floor, so the view is very nice. We can look 48 kilometers away to over borders of Germany. Very nice company to work. A very nice atmosphere to work. And I think a lot of creativity with the people that are working there, as well as the location. This is a little bit older picture of our team. We currently have 3 new people in it. But we have a mix of young and old people, a mix of men and women, a mix of marketeers, developers, strategists, traffic managers, of course, management. But it's a very big club of people who are all creative, who are all willing to get the maximum result of our customers. And also a group of fun people. So every Friday, if we do a few drinks, it's always fun, and there's always room for a lot of laughter and getting to know each other better and better each day that we work. One of the pictures of our current office. Very, very, very nice place. And of course, good to know who do we work for. It's a small group of partners that we work for or currently work for. I don't know if you know any of them, but Vredestein is, of course, one of the bigger companies from Enschede about car tires. Enschede itself, Twente Milieu for the kind of trash in the region. There are a lot of things and companies that we work for, and they all have different purposes, a different target audience, a different product, or a different thing that they are willing to sell. So that's always fun. If you introduce yourself to a new company, you never know where it will get you and what they will do. But we work for architects, for forklift teachers. So kind of a broad group of companies. But of course, tonight it's not about LimeSquare, but about marketing. So I'm willing to tell you guys what marketing is, how it works, and what are things to start to think about if you are planning to do the marketing for your own company or for your startup. Tonight we are here with 3 people who all have different target audiences. A person who is willing to go to a club has a different target audience or different interests than a person who wants to buy vegan bread. So it's good to learn who your target audience is. And what we want to do is get inside the heads of our potential customers. And inside the head means we have to trigger things in the brain of our customer. We want them to know the company that we are working for, or that we are creating. We want them to know to find us and how to find us. We want them to know what we sell, what we stand for, and how they can do it. And if you manage to get inside of the brain of your target audience and understand how the brain of your target audience works, what he's interested in, how old he is, I think then you are kind of doing a very good job. And then you would have maximum results out of marketing. Of course, it's not all about the brain, but about understanding who the person is and who to get into the brain of. And that starts off with the target audience. And as you see here, there are a lot of different people. We are with 7.5 billion people on our planet. So loads of people to reach. But of course, not all of the people are your target audience. So before you start planning your marketing, creating your website, thinking about a name or a logo, it's always good to understand what your target audience looks like and how they think. If you have a very old target audience, for instance, then it's good to talk in a more formal way. And if you have a young audience, you make it a little bit more fun, for instance. Just think about the way or the people that you are willing to reach through marketing, and you can do that by start to know your target audience and to create a persona. And I don't know, and I'm going to switch back to the group. Does any one of you have a persona already, or do you know who your target audience is? I think
Yeah.
it is someone like me, but for you, Daniel?
Yeah. I would like to ask what is a good tone of voice for the bakery, because today I've been scrolling through some good examples according to some agencies,
Yeah.
and I've bumped into Oreo Instagram page, and they do some really strange campaign. They force LGBTQ a lot in their page, which seems really strange because it's a mixture then of half like politics and half product. So
Yeah.
in my case, I don't really know mm, which tone of voice should I choose, and like how should I communicate my target audience, because
Yeah.
my target audience is not something specific, but I mean age, but is more specific interests. So
Yeah.
people that are interested in natural products, organic and vegan, and so
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I think it would be good to check out other, not specifically bakeries, but other companies that are selling vegan products. Because I think it could be a little bit political, but it's also the product. And food products are always sold through nice images of the food, people enjoying the food. So I think if you would have a tone of voice that is mostly about the food and a little bit about the vegan part of it, that would be or could be the best. But I don't know that a type of product precisely. So what could be the best is to check out other vegan products or specific vegan products, possibly in the food sector, to check out how they communicate with their target audience through social media or through their website. I don't know quite an example. I'm thinking about one, but do you know other examples? Because you said Oreo, but
Yeah, Oreo. I also checked out Dominic Ansel Bakery in New York.
yeah,
It's pretty famous bakery around the world, and also in New York. But like there is nothing something specific. That's just the normal tone of voice. Like, hey, we have this product. It's super popular. The chef Dominic Ansel has its brand name, and that's how they communicate. But I
yeah,
suppose as long as I have also my name in the brand name, I should also like be more like a storyteller
yeah,
of my brand, and like
yeah,
to be a bit more, I don't know, like a lot of like putting a lot of fun, being not serious too much,
yeah,
like being really easy going with customers, and like as you said, treating them as friends but not as partners, like hey, what's up, like
yeah,
something like this,
yeah.
something really easy.
Low key tone of voice. It is.
Yeah.
I think it could work. So what's always best to do if you start off is just to try. You can always see what's the reach and what's the interaction with specific posts on Instagram. Maybe Pinterest could be a good one if you want to share recipes of specific things or ways to serve the bread with. Could also be possible to use that. Are you planning to build a website as well, or?
I don't think I need a website so far. I want to concentrate on Instagram.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Then it's a better idea just to focus on Instagram. Pinterest is a very good way to attract people to your website. But if you are only willing to stay on one platform, Instagram would be the best, I think.
Hmm.
But just check out what other companies do. Maybe Tony Chocolonely. I don't know if you know that. Tony
Oh
Chocolonely,
yeah, I've heard of it. It's Dutch company, right?
Dutch chocolate company. It's a company that's not willing to sell products, or they currently are, but they started off as a chocolate company who is selling chocolate which is made fair on a fair way. So it's also a food product which is kind of politically loaded. So maybe that's a possibility to check them out, how they communicate. Also check the good hashtags. So what hashtags do you have to use to reach your target audience? There are a lot of people who are using specific hashtags, so check that out as well.
Are hashtags working in Instagram?
They still work. You can
Yeah.
also find people to follow because one strategy on Instagram is to follow people with your brand and hope they will follow you back and then unfollow them. If you do that kind of things, you can build quite an audience in a short time. And that could be based on specific hashtags. So the hashtag vegan or yeah. And how about you, Abel? You also have the target audience and a persona, or you know?
Well, we had our target audience at 18 to like 30, but well, the main target audience of us is the students because they go out a lot. But a previous speaker told us that we also have to consider people who are a little older, so 40, because they also still go out, and they obviously, if we target them, we have a more value to give to the clubs because maybe the clubs want specifically, older people so they can sell a little more drinks to them. Um, so right now we have 18 to 40. But I think if we do the marketing, we will like we will be a little bit playful because well, the students, and we think we'll use Instagram influencers because yeah, students are a lot on Instagram.
Yeah.
TikTok, I don't know because I don't use TikTok, but TikTok is very popular as well.
Yeah, TikTok has a very young audience, so I don't think that you would reach. Would you said 20 to 40?
18 to 40.
18 to 40. Yeah, 18 is kind of the edge right now on TikTok, I think. So I think Instagram would also be or would be good to use. Maybe a little bit of Facebook, but I don't know what the effect of that would be.
Well, Facebook for older people maybe for the in the 40s.
Yeah, it could be 30 to 40, but yeah, Instagram is the best matching for your audience because that are people from I think 10 to 15 years old to 35 to 40. So I would bring focus on Instagram and yeah, maybe try a few things on Facebook. But that would be the platforms to use. So
And how about Snapchat? Because you can also use ads on Snapchat.
yeah, it's possible, but Snapchat also has a very young target audience. So also minus 18, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. If I check out friends of mine, I'm 27, and not much of my friends are using Snapchat anymore. But they're still 18 to 25, so maybe it could work. But for all those things, it's always good to just try. Try if it works. Try if you can, reach your target audience. If it works, proceed with it. Better safe than sorry, and check it. Just check it out. If it works, if it doesn't, stop with it. So
Yes.
that way.
And we were also thinking about using influencers, not the big ones because they're very expensive, but maybe a bit smaller ones because they are, if they use your app or promote your app, it goes very fast. We think.
Yeah,
So
of course.
experience with that.
Yeah, and it's also possible to claim specific hashtags or that kind of things, or to do fun things with people who are going to clubs through your app or website. So could be a nice way, and they are called micro influencers. So if you don't use the very big ones, search for micro influencers.
Okay.
I think there are a lot of agencies who are willing to resell ads through micro influencers. So could also be a good possibility.
Okay.
Then you have the target audience, and of course there are a lot of things that are coming afterwards. If you have the target audience, so you know who you are selling to and through which platform, it's good to know which device to use and why, because if you create a website, for instance, or if you are willing to target specific advertising, it's good to know if your target audience is using mobile phones mostly, if they are using desktops, if they are using tablets, and to know the screen sizes of them, because you can target advertising on it, but you can also kind of scale advertising to the right size. I think for both companies, mobile devices would work best because you are selling directly to consumers, and they are mostly using their cell phones in their spare time. So it would be logical to target that kind of devices. If you are doing business to business, so for clubs, for instance, it would be possible to use desktops. Because if you are working on a laptop, so it would be logical to see an advertisement over there. If you have stated which device you want to target, then you also have the location and the time. And that's very good to know, because you want to know where you can sell your product or you can sell your service, but also when. And I think for both companies, it's good to know that, because, for instance, for the bakery, if you are selling bread to people, or if you are advertising to people who are 150 or 200 kilometers away, and you have to send, or you have to kind of deliver it, it won't be a very nice business model, I think. For clubs, it's also a good thing to think about the timing. Because on Monday, I'm not planning what I'm going to do that weekend. So it could be possible to advertise more if you are getting closer to the weekend, because that's the moment when people are planning what they are going to do on Saturday or Sunday or Fridays. It's also good to collect data about it. If you can find data about the moment when people are planning their Friday or their Saturday evening, then you can very much put advertising on internet on that specific moment. So these are all different ways to target your audience, but also different ways to understand when you have to advertise and where you have to do it, on what device, and to who you are doing it. And if you have these things in mind, of course, it's very important to think about the specific platforms you want to target your audience on. This is kind of an older collection of them. You see Google Plus, which is gone already, Fine, which is gone already. So there are a lot of different platforms that don't exist anymore. But as you see, there are a lot of possibilities to reach your target audience. We have Snapchat, we have TikTok, which is not stated right here, Periscope, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Skype, loads of social media platforms to reach your target audience through. Another good possibility is WhatsApp, because you can use WhatsApp Business, where a person can send a text message to you through WhatsApp to place an order or to ask a question. So that's why it's stated over here as well. And afterwards, so you have your target audience in mind. You know where to advertise, on what device and on what time. You know on what platform. Then you have the next step, and that's the marketing mix. So you kind of stated that you wanted to advertise online. But you also have to have in mind that there are a lot of different possibilities to reach your target audience as well. And these are a few of that kind of examples. Of course, you have interactive websites, a product introduction, where you can make people aware of the fact that your brand is existing. Because if you start, a lot of people don't know you. So if you have a launch party, for instance, a few people will know you, and you can grow your company and grow your audience, which is related to your company. Media kits, congresses, sample boxes, etc., etc. So you have to think about the things that you are willing to communicate and that you are willing to use to do advertising with. And I'll have a few examples of how you mix this marketing thing together, and how you use different advertising possibilities to reach your target audience. And if you are doing that very well, then you can create a 360 view of your brand. So a person, for instance, can look at an online advertisement of you, A person can see offline advertising and can see video advertising at one kind of time of 10 seconds. So think about the ways that you are wanting or that you are willing to reach your target audience, and other ways than advertising or internet only, because offline there's a lot possible as well. So this is what we call the marketing mix. We are a few steps into that marketing game, and of course, if you are having the marketing mix, you have to think what you want to communicate to your target audience. There are 5 steps that you kind of have if you are looking at the journey a customer is making before he buys a product or before he buys a specific service. You have first the awareness phase, where a person meets your brand or gets to know your brand. Afterwards, you have the consideration phase, where a person is considering to do a thing that is related to your company. For instance, to buy your bread for breakfast on Sunday, or to plan a Saturday evening at a nice club they don't know. At some point, there is the purchase. So for the bakery, it's when someone buys the bread, and I think for the club is or for the clubs, it's when a person buys its specific ticket. But what's very, very, very important as well is the 2 steps that are coming afterwards. And that is firstly retention. So how can you keep your customer attached to the brand? How can you retain them, and how can you get them to rebuy a thing that you have sold them already? And the last one is advocacy, because if they are very positive and they are on a birthday, if Corona is past, then they'll tell good stories about your brand experience, about your product, about your service. And so if you manage to reach your target audience at every one of the 5 steps at the right time, on the right device, with the right message, then you are doing a very, very good marketing job. To give you guys a little example of different things that you can do in that customer journey, we have this one. Interest is also added to this one, but interest is not very, very much influenceable, because mostly people are thinking about a product or a thing if they are aware of it, and then go into the consideration phase. But there are a few steps that are in this customer journey that are used or can be used to reach your target audience. Is there anything for you guys that you don't know or that you can see? Hello, yes, and welcome. Is everything clear till this moment? Yes or no?
Yeah, but what if we talk about not only online advertising campaign, but for instance offline? I mean, for instance, for my product, I also need package.
Yeah.
Where and how can I make a package so it could combine everything that you have mentioned, with advocacy, with retention, with community building and everything?
Yeah, it's. I think it's not the packaging, or not the packaging alone. It's the whole kind of story that you are telling with your company. Because if you have the package, and if you have people that are buying your product or are getting your product delivered, then they already knew your company from the awareness phase, from the consideration phase, and that's where advertising is used. If you would sell your product at an offline location like the food truck that you mentioned, then it would be possible to work with flyers, with banners, just to make the people aware of your company at the moment they are in the region of the place where your food truck is standing, walking into the supermarket where you sell your bread, for instance. Then you can use kind of display things to just make them aware of the fact that your product is there. So I think that would be good ways to use offline marketing, because the package is the moment that the person is considering to buy the product, but the awareness phase is before it, and mostly advertising with big offline banners or with online advertising. Is that an answer to your question, or?
Yeah, probably you can also advise me where I can go, for instance, if I consider everything before that and I still need a package, because even there is a chance that the person buys a product and I don't have my own package, where can I, like, for instance, Tony's chocolate, they have their own package, where I can get my own package here in Twente region, in Enschede or in
Sadly,
Hengelo.
there are a few big companies who do offline printing. For instance, you have one that is called Van Marle. It's VHNMARLE. It's in Hengelo. They can do a lot of offline printing, and I think they can do packaging as well. What the best thing to do is, if I have to check it for you, if you send me a message through LinkedIn, I could check it tomorrow, because we are working with a big food brand as well. It's called Miras Food, and we do the design of the packaging of them. And then I can check where they are printing the things, or where they are creating the things, because I don't know where it's printed, but it is possible. But maybe at offline advertising, it's also possible to do kind of a product introduction. So if you have that food truck, to let someone walk on the train and to give away a small pieces of bread, to kind of let people know that you are there, how it tastes, and why they should buy a bread or a specific other product at your stand or your food truck.
Okay.
Yeah, clear answer.
Yep.
And for you guys, Abel and Jesse?
What does CEO and WOM mean?
We have SEO, you mean? Or
Yeah, SEO. Yeah.
SEO is search engine optimization. So if you have a website, you can use the CEO thing or SEO thing. WOM is word of mouth. So people who know your company and who are talking about it. And there are mostly people who are out of the advocacy phase, who are doing the word of mouth marketing.
Yeah, we were thinking of that word of mouth marketing is also a very good way for us to do our marketing. Yeah. Because we go very fast, of course.
Yeah, what also could work well is kind of a tell a friend action or tell a friend marketing. So you have one person who is planning events in a group of friends, and you tell him, if you, I think, get 5 friends of you to sign in on our website, you get, kind of a fee or something. It's called tell a friend. So if someone tells another one or another person, then you get something back. Can be, sale items, giveaway, specific codes to get cheap tickets or something. So would be a good thing as well. But I think advocacy and word of mouth marketing can work very well for your service and your products. So clear for yes as well.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah.
Yes, it's also a joint meeting. I'm going back to the presentation, and I'm at the customer journey story. There are a few platforms that you can use online. Because we are doing online marketing, I'm going to focus a little bit on them. These are 3 things that you can do easily, or that you can use to reach your target audience online. And these are the platforms that we used mostly on a day that we work. The left one is Google Ads, to do advertising online. You can place advertising on YouTube, in the Google Play Store, in the search engine of Google, and also in display locations. So, for instance, if you have the website of CNN, or you have the website of Forbes or something else, there are advertisements in the screen which are visual. That's what we call display advertising or banners. You can buy them through Google Ads, and that's the kind of A thing on the left side of the screen. In the middle, we have Google Analytics, where we can check out what results are of our website. And so very important if you have a platform or a site to check out how your target audience is using them. And the right one is MailChimp for email marketing. It could be a good kind of thing to do for both companies, because for bread, I can imagine that someone wants to rebuy your bread, or someone gets to be aware of a new product that you are introducing, or a location where you want to go with your food truck. Then if someone subscribes to your company through email marketing, it's a very good way to kind of connect with them, to tell them a story or to tell them news. Could also be a very good way for the kind of party platform or the club platform, because you can tell people about the party agenda for a specific city. That's one step ahead because it's kind of a technical thing to do, but can also be good to do.
And how is that one called?
That one is called MailChimp. That's commonly used email marketing platform.
MailChimp? Is
Mail-
it M-L Chimp?
It's kind of mail like an email, and chimp as in the kind of monkey.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Another possibility is Active Campaign. That's one we are using as well. It's a lot of bigger and more technical, but if you are willing to make steps in the future for marketing automation, Active Campaign would be a little bit better to choose. And that's active as in activation, and campaign as in campaign. So
Yes.
can make anything different about it. These are 3 things that you can use, but in a normal day at the office, these are the platforms that we use to get the best results for our company. I'm not going to mention them all, but you've seen Google Ads, you've seen Analytics, MailChimp. You have the suitcase or the gray suitcase at the middle of the bottom, which is called Facebook Business. And I think you can use that platform because it's advertising on Facebook and Instagram in one platform, where you can manage advertising, target audiences, your Facebook page. And you can reach it through business.facebook.com. So if you have a Facebook or Instagram page, go check out that platform because it's very nice and easy to use. These are the platforms that you are or that you can use for your company. And of course, there is a possibility to do offline advertising in a lot of different ways. If you are going outside, if you can, in a place where you are currently standing, due to Corona, go check out which offline advertising you're seeing, because it's a lot. Offline advertising is used on cars, on trains, on buses, on bus stops, on restaurants, etc., etc. Think about ways how you can reach your target audience through offline communication. For the bakery, it could be banners on a food truck festival. It could be small pieces of bread that you give to people in the supermarket, for instance. And for the club/festival platform, it could be QR codes at the entrance of a place, things like that. There are a lot of different possibilities for advertising offline. And to give you a few examples, I'm going through a pair of them. The first one, I think we all know this one. This is called an ABRI, I think, or a MUPI. This is offline advertising, which is placed in cities and lighted. Can be very relevant if you have kind of sales like this. If you are close to Adriaan's lingerie and bodywear, it's nice that you see an offline advertising where they are making you aware of the fact that they are going through a sale at the moment. Another one is a funny way of FedEx to show to people that they are faster in delivering than DHL, or DHL. Just a fun way to put stickers on your bus. I don't know if this could be done legally in the United States, but I think this is a good example of ways that FedEx is joking about their speed of delivering. I don't know if you guys know it, but in the FedEx logo, between the E and the X is the arrow. After the workshop, you can check that out. It's a very smart way to show that FedEx can bring things from point A to point B, and that's why there is an arrow in the logo between the E and the X. And of course, we have a few cases of things that we did for our customers or our partners, as we mentioned before. Just to check with you guys, is everything clear until this moment? No questions?
Yes.
Yep. We've done a lot of things for partners, but there are 2 things that I want to show you guys because it's the mix of online and offline marketing combined with data and creativity. The first one is for technology base. I don't know if you guys know technology base, but it's The kind of thing that is going to happen around the airport of Twente was in the news today, because there was a little kind of confusion about a few big planes that are parked right there right now. Airport Twente is an old airport. It's not very much used anymore. At the moment, just for parking a few of the big airplanes of Lufthansa. Technology base is also at Vaneker, and Vaneker is kind of a neighborhood with lots of big villas and lots of big places to build a villa. And we created this type of advertising. It's saying, "This is your place" in Dutch, where we wanted to give the idea of how green the environment is, but also want to show the people that are willing to live there how close it is to the center of Enschede, because you can see the Alpha Tower, which is in the center of the city. You can see the hospital and other big buildings in the center of Enschede. At Vaneker is a project where you can buy houses and ground for houses for around 300,000 to €1 million. So it's an expensive project. To give you guys an idea of one of the buildings that is currently there, this is a house of one of the persons at the Vaneker. I think if your companies are growing, this could be one of the life goals. Of course, not everyone can buy a kind of house like this. It's very expensive, and if you are living in an apartment like me, it's not easy to buy a house like this afterwards. So what we did for the Vaneker was we looked at different ways where we can find data about the pricing of houses in our region. And if you look at how that looks visually, it's like this. What you can see here is the region of Enschede, Hengelo, Delden, and a few other small towns. The colors on the map can show us how expensive houses are in specific regions within Twente. What we did, or what we try to do here, is to look at places where the price of housings is between 300 and 750,000 euros. Vaneker is a lot more expensive because you buy a piece of ground and then you also have to buy or build a house. So it's an expensive thing to do. Through Facebook advertising, we targeted the specific locations where the colors on the map are yellow or red. So we targeted around the University of Twente. We targeted around Lonneker, around Delden, which is in the upper left of the bill or of the screen. And what we wanted to achieve is that we show advertising to people that are currently living in a big house, but people who all can afford even a more expensive house. So if we target on people who are living in a house around 150,000 euros, it would be very hard to get them to buy a piece of ground which is 2 or 3 times the price of their current house. So we make advertising more relevant to target it on these specific areas, because houses are more expensive, and it's logical that if you are living in an expensive house, you have the money to buy an even more expensive house. We did this for the customer, and results were very good. So we had 2 groups of advertisements. The normal one where we targeted the whole region, and the other one where we targeted the expensive places exactly. And you could see a big difference in results of the more expensive houses. Lot higher click rates, more results. So the customer was very happy with what we achieved there. And it's just a nice way to show you guys how we use data to achieve goals for the client we have. And then we have the other one. It's called Untouchables. For everyone who is living abroad and is going to the Netherlands, the Untouchables could be a nice way to find a job where you can speak your own native language. As it states underneath the logo, Untouchables is a recruitment partner for internationals. So if you are from Germany, like David, and you are looking for a job in the Netherlands, Untouchables can find a company where they are looking for people who speak German. They're doing that for 24 different languages, so the target audience is big. And what we wanted to do is we want to make them aware of Undutchables at the moment that they are entering the Netherlands. And of course, the most logical place to do that is the airport. So Schiphol or Eindhoven Airport or Rotterdam, The Hague. And we wanted to make Undutchables visible at the place where you are waiting the longest, and that's at the belt of the luggage. So what we created was a campaign, around the luggage belt. And what you are doing if you are coming out of a plane, or what I'm doing, is that you first grab your phone and check out social media to see if you have missed anything on Facebook or Instagram. So the first thing that we want to do is that we specifically want to target internationals in a younger age at the airports in the Netherlands. At the moment that they are stepping outside of the plane through advertisements on social media. So if you would have landed in September 2018 and you started up your Instagram or Facebook, there was a big chance that you would see an advertisement of Undutchables. So you are on your way out of your plane, you're looking on your phone, you would see the advertisement for the first time. Secondly, there was offline advertising in the terminals. So we had kind of big billboards with the Undutchables logo on it. You would walk past them and see the logo if we were lucky enough. And if you arrive at the belt where your luggage is on, we had kind of created a way to interact with people and to make sure that they would see Undutchables for the hopefully third time. We did it with this advertisement. So this is welcome Undutchy, we have dream jobs that suit you. Of course, the suitcase, because it's on airports. And what we did was creating a kind of luggage with a screen in it, which was on the luggage belt of Schiphol in this case. It was combined with triangle screens that were above the belt. So you would be on Schiphol, walk out of the plane, see the advertisements on social media for the first time, see the billboards on the airport for the second time. So the second kind of interaction with the brand Undutchables. And if you were waiting at the luggage belt, you would have seen the suitcase and the screens above it. And of course, we used remarketing. So the using of our advertisements for every people or every person that have seen our advertising online at that moment. Was a really fun way to do advertising because it's 360 degrees around you. So hopefully the whole target audience would have seen Undutchables in the specific time. But in kind of statistics, we viewed our online advertising 1 million times in a period of 1 month. So I think we've reached the right persons. This is a few images of Schiphol and of, I think it's Eindhoven Airport on the left side. So we were everywhere at the moment. And of course, we have Corona, and I'm going to check with you guys if you can still follow me. Still good? Yeah? Okay. See you. Okay. I'm going to proceed with the last part because Corona also has big impact in on the way we do advertising. And I choose to show you guys the Corona beer because in March I thought this brand would be kind of killed. I also wrote an article about it because Corona has a very negative association right now. So in March it was looking very bad for the brand Corona. Because if you Googled Corona, it was not possible that you would find the beer, but you would find the virus. Currently, if I'm looking to the statistics of sales of Corona, they're doing very, very well. They were doing their best year until now because everyone wants to drink Corona because it's some kind of fun to do it within Corona crisis. So that's why the beer is still among us and still tastes good. You can be sick of it, but that's not because of the virus, but if you drink too much of it. If you have COVID-19, it's good to think about the way that you can advertise and reach your target audience. But you also have to be aware about the fact that we can't do the same things as we could be doing a year ago. So advertising is changing, and there are a few things that are changing. First of all, the message. I think that loads of advertising right now is around stay at home, or around we're in this together, or around specific government restrictions. I think that we can all agree that if we are looking at advertising where people are standing closely together, if we are watching after movies or festivals, that there is a strange feeling that is not right at the moment, because we are not used to it anymore. And I hope we will be used to it if we go back to the times after Corona. But loads of advertising messages are around one of these three titles or paragraphs. This is a fun thing we did with a guy we are working with. So we had the left image where he was standing right next to him, and we put 1.5 meters between them to make it Corona-proof. First reaction of Bart, who is the guy on the right of the photo, was that we also photoshopped his nose a little bit smaller. But this is something that you have to think about if you are shooting with people. So if you do a photo shoot and you are showing people on them, make sure they are 1.5 meters apart, because otherwise you have negative association because of Corona. Few other things that you can do is make fun of it, because of the meme on the left side, stay at home or dance with us. I think you guys know the video about the people with the coffin on the shoulders. Other things that are done through advertising is creating awareness about coronavirus. This is Dutch advertising about Corona, and if you are complaining, if you you don't shake hands, that kind of things. Another fun one. This is about government restrictions. You don't have to sit still, but you have to stay home. This is from Praxis, I think, or from Hornbach. So it's a company who sells things to recreate your home, to do. It's do itself in Dutch, but I don't know what it is in English. If you are changing your living room, if you are creating a new bed, a new closet, if you are painting your walls, you go to Hornbach, so you don't have to sit still, but you have to stay at home. So a nice way to interact with the coronavirus. Of course, awareness around medical personnel. This was about them being superheroes. I think it's a very nice and creative way to kind of bring a positive image to something that is horrible for them. And the kind of prints of the masks on their faces are the same as the mouth masks. They are leaving marks on their faces the whole day. So a very nice way to put them in a positive light, to do a creative thing with faces, and to make people aware of the fact that these people are superheroes. Because the things they are currently going through. Of course, there are a few things about costs, because specific things are currently harder to advertise on. You can advertise on mouth masks at this moment. If you would have done that a year ago, it would be very expensive, because no one is advertising on mouth masks. But if you would do it right now, I think you would pay 2 to 4 euros a click. There's a nice way to look at trends of people searching on the internet. And I'm showing you guys 2 statistics. I hope you guys can see them. The thing above and the thing under are 2 things that were very popular in the beginning of February. Can someone guess what these things are? Go to switch back. Hope you can see still see the charts. Abel, do you have any idea what I'm showing you?
No.
Yes, sir.
Maybe clubs or something, or
No, if the graph is going higher, then the kind of demand of the product is higher, so more people are looking for it. One of them
I
might
think
be-
mouth mask.
Sorry, yes, sir.
Maybe mouth masks.
Not specifically. What was very, very popular in the beginning of the coronavirus?
Sanitizer, the thing to
Most?
how you say, the thing to sanitize your hands.
Yeah, could be, but it's not the answer.
Toilet paper.
Exactly. The graph on the bottom side is toilet paper. So when coronavirus started, toilet paper was selling as hell. So toilet paper had a very high demand at the moment. If you would advertise on toilet paper in March at the moment, it would be very, very expensive to do. The one on the top is Corona beer. So you can see what the effect of the coronavirus is on the beer. If you look at the other slide, which is coming afterwards, it's the Corona beer compared to coronavirus as a word. So the beer became more popular before the coronavirus became popular. But Google Trends is a fun way to look when people are searching for specific keywords. Could be interesting if you have a specific season product. So I think bread is sold the whole year, maybe festival tickets. If you look at that statistics, I think you can see that the demand is growing in February or March and is lowering in, I think, September. But Google Trends is a nice way to check out what's happening, where people are searching at. And I think these are two fun ways to kind of see how different subjects around Corona evolved through months. And I think this is the last slide about the presentation or of the presentation. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about marketing or about Lime Square or anything else?
Yeah. Do you have stage internships for last year communication science student?
I don't think so at the moment. We're currently looking at two internships for people who are already an intern at Lime Square. But please connect with me on LinkedIn and connect with Lime Square. If we have something, we post it there, and you can apply to the job.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions, Abel?
Yes. What would you advise us to start with?
I think to start with, it's very important to create a good website because you have kind of a product or a service that is very specific. So you want to get people to clubs. If your filters are good on the website, if your look and feel on the website are good, and if you know your target audience, then you can start communicating on social media. Of course, you are currently facing coronavirus, but I don't know what the right moment is to start communicating. I think if things are looking well, or if we start vaccinating people, that could be a good moment to start communicating on social media. So I would invest most of my time in the website at the moment and the platform.
Yes. Yeah, we were thinking to, like you said, when the vaccination is here, like when it's sure that the clubs will open again, like and they will stay open because maybe they will be open for only a month, then it won't work. But if we are sure that they will stay open, we want to, maybe 2 weeks beforehand or a week beforehand start going hard on advertising, because then you use the hype that's coming, because everyone wants to go out, and then you can like join the hype kind of.
Yeah, and I think you can do fun things about it. So you can make checklists around going out. So don't forget, fun things like your cash money, the pain relievers. I don't know what it's called in English, paracetamol. So that kind of things like, we're going out again. We haven't done it in 1 year or 1.5 years. So think about these things to take with you. You can create kind of bingo cards with things you have to do on the first evening you go out again. to share, like do 10 shots at least, do a tequila suicide, that kind of
Wow.
thing. So fun things to count down to the first day that people are going back out again.
Yes.
So if you if you know there is vaccination, and if you know this is 3 to 2 weeks before clubs reopening, that would be a good time to launch marketing, to launch social media, and to create a big audience as possible. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yes, clear.
other questions?
Yeah, any recommendations on how can a bakery, especially online bakery, start off within the comeback of the restrictions and lockdown, probably?
Yeah, I think you can kind of jump in on being together again. So yeah, kind of breakfast on Sunday with the whole family and reunite again. Having an evening where you have kind of the breads with garlic sauce or things. So I think that would be a nice way to to use the restrictions of Corona if they are being removed. Yeah, it's kind of a hard way for bread. I don't know how to do it exactly, but
Yeah, probably something in communication that I can use. For instance, like we to highlight that it is done with all the how you say it, it's all safe for the customer, so everything is pure, hygienic, and like things like that, or like something specific, because I suppose customers are quite aware of buying something from home right now, because like all the things, and yeah, hygiene code is really important, I suppose.
yeah, it's so you want to jump in on the fact that people are currently at home.
Yeah, I mean, like the bakery is at home, so it's home based basically.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any location so far, no food truck so far, and yeah. So I need to convince the customers that it is okay to buy bread from home.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I think you can make kind of a mix of marketing or kind of a mix of messages you share. One could be the way that you are making the bread. So it's hygienic. It's totally safe to buy them. Maybe you can post things of customers who are kind of picking up the bread. So if you have a happy customer, make a picture of them and you with 1.5 meters apart, and maybe let them write a review underneath it. So yesterday, this customer picked up 10 breads. Of course, we are doing everything within the Corona restrictions to make it safe, but to make you enjoy the bread and the taste of it with your family. And or if you stay at home right now, make sure the things you eat are the very best. I create delicious bread which you can kind of pick up in a very safe way. So jump in on the safety that you are currently having or currently um, living after. I don't know if it's the right English word, but kind of the safety measures that you are taking, the things that you're doing to do it safely. So the hygienic things, and the kind of coming together of your family at home. We can't have very much visitors at our houses, but if we can join it with our girlfriend, or if we can join it with our children, for instance, a communication like that. If you are communicating that on social media, I think it's or willing to be good in the effect it has. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Yes or Abel?
Yes, I got one. Like you said, we now know how to advertise to the users of the app, but we think because we want to make the app free, because students don't like, well, no one likes to pay for an app. So our main way of getting money is through the clubs, the
Yeah.
premium subscription. So do you think we need to advertise to clubs? Because right now we think, like, we pick a city, for example, Amsterdam or Utrecht. and we go to all the clubs there and pitch our idea, because they're not, well, there are a lot, but it's doable for one city, and then get them on the platform. But I think if the platform gets bigger, then clubs will automatically approach us, right? Because it's at the start it's free for them.
Yeah, I think if your platform is growing bigger, people will approach you. It always happens in that way. So firstly, you have to create the awareness at the clubs that your platform is there. I think this Corona times are maybe a good opportunity to reach out to clubs to check what they think about your idea, what they want to get back for being part of your platform. So maybe you could just send messages to Amsterdam clubs or Enschede clubs, just like, hey guys, can we interview you? We have a new product. We want to ask you guys a few questions about what we can achieve, what you want as a club. And if you grow it in that way, and if you maybe advertise in kind of maybe industry articles, or I don't know if there is something for clubs, some kind of noem je dat? Je bent Nederlands, neem ik aan, toch? Ja, dan doe ik het heel even snel in Nederlands. Als je een branchevereniging hebt.
Ja.
Ja, als je even terug naar Engels. If you would advertise on that platform, you can reach all of them. And if you can state what the unique selling points are of your platform, then clubs will reach out to you. Answer to your question, or?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay. Other questions from you, Daniel, or David, maybe, or Jesse?
What will make you to go to the online bakery? Like, what would convince you to buy a bread if you have, I don't know, a lot of bread companies like bakeries, traditional, with a high price, or a little bakery section? What would convince you to go there?
Yeah, I think a few different things. I think a fun product, or a product that friends are telling me that's delicious to buy. That would make me go to a bakery that I don't know. Good pictures with recipes which involves your product. So maybe bread with a specific kind of topping. Of course, would have been or should have been vegan, because if you are posting your bread which is vegan, and we're putting some meat on it, it would be within the tone of voice of the company, I think. I think if I would taste the product, so with kind of an action or something, where you can make me buy the product because I think I could try it because it's free, or if I run into someone who is giving me an example of it, if I think it tastes delicious, then I will buy more of it. So products, kind of product tastings would be good. Kind of promotions. So I don't know if you know the platform Too Good To Go. It's new in the Netherlands. I don't know if it's a big thing, but
Too Good To Know?
Too Good To Go.
Too Good